Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and today is the new moon in Leo on August the 11th, 2018, and it occurred early this morning. I was up very late last night writing the forecast for it and finished posting it at about 2 a.m., so I was not up in time to do the video for the new moon, and here I am now. So over at alohaastro.com, you will find that I've been posting daily. It's an energy report that looks at the transits of the planets primarily. It's not a personal horoscope for each individual sun sign because I feel those are not the best indicator of planetary energy, and certainly not on a personal level because there are too many variations in natal charts to rely entirely upon a horoscope for just your sun sign. But this will show what's going on for the planet as a whole based on the transit of the moon and the aspects that are dominant, and that does have an effect on people as a whole, and the issues or areas of life that are emphasized by the signs that the planets are moving through can point you in the direction of what might be most important during a transit. So new moons are about new beginnings, and the problem with our new beginning right now is that we have so many planets going retrograde that it feels as if we can't get started, but life still does move forward and there still are things that we need to do. I also think that today we have a lot of combination of energy that is making Leo emphasized more than it normally would be at the new moon. So I'll read through this quickly. New moon in Leo joins Mercury retrograde in Leo to emphasize a reworking or rethinking of plans and ideas before moving forward with the initiating action of this creative and passionate fire sign moon. This trio of Sun, Moon, and Mercury forms a Yod aspect pattern with Neptune in Pisces and Pluto in Capricorn, bringing idealism and determination to your creative or passionate pursuits, but it also squares Jupiter in Scorpio, suggesting it would be wise to move slowly. Not every opportunity presenting now is being seen in full view, and there may be hidden expenses or a catch to something that looks too good to be true. While Mercury is under the influence of the Leo new moon, exaggeration is possible. If you are on the receiving end of a sales pitch or romantic overture, the charm you see now may be an act to win you over, but the bearer of stories and promises may not see the spin as insincerity while they are under the influence of Leo drama. When the moon moves from Leo to Virgo on Sunday, the impulsive passion may be replaced by detached reason, and what seems so important today could become unnecessary or unwanted. Have fun, but hold on to your money and your heart a bit longer. So today I do feel like everything is kind of puffed up, and we always have some extreme emotion anyway at new moon or full moon, but Leo is a very dramatic and kind of egocentric sign. It can be friendly and happy to be with other people, playful and sometimes benevolent and kind, very warm and generous. When Leo's showing the dark side or the bad side, there can be very strong ego, there can be excessive pride, there can be anger, there can be fierce competition, and if loyalty is broken, there can be a lot of anger or wanting to retaliate. So that's the negative side of Leo. However, we have mostly supportive aspects going on right now, particularly that Yod that was mentioned. That's this triangle here with the green lines that connects it to Pluto, where we get that determination energy, and Neptune, where we get that kind of fantasy, illusion, inspiration energy, and how we would like things to be or how we think we see them. So we may be thinking on a grander scale today than we are really capable of stepping up to and maintaining, or we may think, oh yeah, this is really love, but you're under the influence. You're under the influence of a very warm moon, and when we are at the new moon and it literally goes dark, there are things that you cannot fully see. And with Mercury retrograde being involved, that kind of backwards looking or not being able to see forwards energy makes it hard to really discern whether something is as true as you might want it to be. So A great deal of creativity, though, if you're an artist, and certainly if you're in a loving relationship, then enjoy the weekend, enjoy the drama and the romance and the warmth of the Leo moon while it's occurring. Now, we do have some supportive stuff going on with Venus as well. Venus to the planet Uranus in a quincunx, and Venus does make a sextile right now to the North Node in Leo. There may be some relationships that are going through, I guess what I would call changes that have some feeling of destiny, or people may meet somebody unexpectedly. There may be some unexpected meetings. So if you are out this weekend having fun and you think you've experienced love at first sight, give it a little time. Maybe it really will develop into what was love at first sight. But I would still say give it time, because Venus is also in a T-square with Saturn in Capricorn, and it opposes Chiron in Aries. And these are cardinal boss-like signs. And when I see a T-square going on where energy is being pulled in three directions that are cardinal, I think, well, who is the boss? Or I even look at this and think, is this a right match of a man and a woman that is going to lead to family? So if you are wanting to get together with somebody and the issue is of having a family is important to you, I think that might be something that requires discussion early on when you're dating. If the person has the same goals as you, what their life plans are in terms of partnership and relationship, which is ruled by Libra, and in terms of the long-term commitment and structure of a relationship, which would be ruled by Saturn and Capricorn. So, and Saturn can be viewed as masculine or patriarchal energy, and Venus can be viewed as feminine and motherly energy, and Chiron is marriage and family oriented. So when we look at this dynamic, whether you are actually dating somebody or with somebody who is right for you, and that you both are going to be willing to work at those things together. Venus also makes a trine to Mars, and when we have the traditional female and male energy in a supportive trine to each other, this is also a very physical aspect where people like to, do things with their bodies. And one of those things we like to do with our bodies is be cuddly and intimate with other people. So we may all be wanting a little bit more in terms of affection and having somebody to spend time with. And if you do have a partner, then enjoy the weekend and go out and do something together, because we do have Mars in Aquarius, which is particularly restless place for Mars, wants to avoid boredom, wants to have that feeling of love at first sight, or oh wow, is this really it? And the excitement that comes from falling in love. So if your relationship's in a rut, get out there and fall in love all over again. Go change it out a little bit and do something different. Go somewhere else and bring the romance back into your relationship. Leo is one of the most passionate moon sign transits, and rather than competing or fighting with people, you should be creating, or you should be doing something that is very heart-centered and enjoyable and fun, particularly in terms of romance. Leo rules the fifth house of creativity, dating, romance, children and pets, any type of craft or hobby. It's also competitive sports and gambling. I call it like the Club Med house. It's where you want to escape for a little while and have fun with other people and just enjoy being a human being. So make the most of that transit and have a good weekend, have fun. And just remember that there may be some impulse going on and lack of clarity as to whether something's going to be really workable, but that doesn't mean you still can't go and enjoy yourself. I would just be cautious if you're looking for something long term. Anybody that you meet now who may seem overly ardent in pursuing you might not be the one. The only time is going to tell. And when we get to Sunday and the moon moves into Virgo, that's much more analytical and rational. It comes out of the heart and goes into the head, and it becomes critical. So you might all of a sudden wonder, I thought I was so in love with this person and now I can't stand the way they chew or smell or their habits or whatever, because of the critical nature of Virgo. So the moon will shift its energy from all this heat and fun to looking at things on a more analytical and detached level, and the energy may cool considerably as we go into Sunday afternoon and evening. Let's take a look over at the Sabian symbol. And this also talks about having a party. Yay! A houseboat party. Leo is at 18 degrees 42 minutes, so we round up to 19. Keynote: the enjoyment of temporary freedom from rigidly structured social behavior. This is entirely what I intend to be doing for the next 2 weeks, although I do have some deadlines, places that I need to be by certain times. My son's going off to college. We are driving from Tennessee to first New York to see some family, and then Connecticut, where he'll be going off to school. So I have a busy next 2 weeks as I drive there and back. I am not going to be in range of either Wi-Fi, or I know that near my mother's place there's no cell phone signal unless I get in the car and drive blocks away and sit in my car. So I will not be able to maintain contact with all of you on a regular basis. And if I have some time to post anything on social media, I will. But my daily forecast is probably going to have to be suspended during that time. And my email is going to be set to an autoresponder that basically says, I will get back to you. And I am looking forward to getting back and being back in the swing of things. I'm also looking forward to the beach and family and having this feeling of temporary freedom, because I basically am on like 24/7 every day of the week, and probably more hours than a lot of other people are available to work. I'm here, and my schedule is open for you after the 27th. It's open from the 28th of August on, so you can pre-book and be, in line for when I return. And you can also still continue to check in on my homepage at Aloha Astro or social media and see if I've posted any updates or pictures or whatnot. I may even put a donate button if you feel like sending me a tip for the trip, which I would also really love to keep that gas tank full. So this says, the symbol in a sense duplicates the one for Leo 12 degrees, except that it implies a less conventional and more youth-oriented type of gathering. The houseboat brings an intimacy and a bohemian character to the relationships between the participants, while the evening lawn party reflects a more socially respectable and superficial kind of interaction between middle-class sophisticates. The houseboat may be anchored, yet it floats on the river, which, symbolically at least, extends far beyond the narrow social setup. What is suggested is that in such a gathering, men and women seek to at least get the feeling of the free flow of energies as an escape from the routine activities of their business or student lives. This fourth stage symbol indicates the possibility of finding release for natural energies in group entertainment and enhanced interpersonal contacts. It speaks of freedom from social rigidity. So, perfect time for heading out to an end of summer vacation. And if you are also doing the same as I will be doing, have safe trip. And I look forward to our return where we see each other again.